Let's take a look at how we can relink images that have been placed into an InDesign document with images that are stored in AEM Assets. You can see that I've got an InDesign document and it's got some missing links. We're going to replace them with images that are stored inside of AEM. Now, in order to make this happen, we have to have a capability of AEM enabled, and that is Reveal on Desktop. Reveal on Desktop is made possible by a couple of things. First, you've got to have the AEM Assets Experience Manager Desktop app, which I have here, and I have it installed. And once you install it, you get this menu, and the menu has a couple of options such as Mount AEM Assets or Unmount AEM Assets. What Mount AEM Assets means is it's going to log into the AEM repository, and it's going to take any assets to which you are entitled and make them appear as if they are a volume on the desktop. It's a great way to blend desktop activity with assets, with DAM activity. Now, depending on your version of AEM, you may need to have access to some packages that you would need to install. And so I happen to have the help page open right here, and here is the help.adobe.com experience-manager/kb/download-companion-app.html. And this link right here tells you the requirements. So up here, when you look at the various versions of AEM, 6.3 is what we're going to be looking at right now. 6.2 needs a hotfix. 6.1 needs a couple of more things installed. But depending on your AEM instance, what you need to have installed on the AEM side is here. Get that done first, and then you can download your client, whether you're using Mac OS X or 32 or 64-bit Windows. You can download those, and then you'd have access to this tool. And once you have this tool installed, then you can do what we're about to do, which is pretty awesome. Now, going back to InDesign, we have an image that is missing. What I'd like to do here is to start the process by relinking. I'm not actually going to relink at this point. What I need to do is to find the asset that I want to put here, and then I can relink it. Now, if you remember, the asset is called, and you remember because you have sharp eyes, it's called Detail Background. That's the thing we're going to look for in a second. Let's go over to AEM. I'm in AEM. This is 6.3, and I'm going to take advantage of the OmniSearch. So this thing was called Detail Background. Let's see if we can find it. Hey, there it is. So now I've got this thing. I found it. And what I want to do now is to reveal it on my desktop. And the reason that I want to reveal it on the desktop is because it will allow me to very quickly connect it up to InDesign. I'm going to choose Reveal from the More menu. It says, do I really want to do this? Yes, of course I do. Now, this has popped open this folder. This is in a folder in AEM, but it's been exposed as if it were a folder on my computer. And you can see down here, I see DAM, my new files. I've got We Hotel Cell Sheet, links, and then there's the file itself. So it's been selected for me automatically when I chose Reveal on Desktop. So this is pretty cool. Now I want to take this and pop it onto, or drop it, drag and drop it onto that InDesign file browser that we saw before. So I click, I start to drag, and then I will Command Tab over to InDesign. There we go. And just drop it right on here. So I don't care where it had been before. When I said relink, InDesign will open the last place I was. So I just drag this file on there. And you can see automatically InDesign has reconnected itself up to this folder. So now, rather than me having to go and browse and try and find, because I remembered the complicated file paths that are going to be inside of DAM, instead I used OmniSearch, and then I found it, and I revealed it on the desktop, and I just dropped it onto this interface. Now I'll say Open. Look at that. I have reconnected to that asset. Now, fortunately, I have the rest of the assets that are sitting in that same folder in DAM. So if I go back and look at that folder in DAM, you can see it. I've got fallback, I've got fallback 3 and 4, I've got the background, I've got this image. Hey, that's pretty cool. So if I go back here, I can select the rest of these, and I can relink to folder now. So I'll relink to folder. And because I found it, still remembering where I was, I'll just say choose. Now it's going to locate all of these images because the images are the same. And this is important. They're not different than they were before. They're the same images. I'm confident that I've done the right thing. Now I'm ready to just save it to my desktop, and I can begin working on the new version. And then when I go through a review and approval process, I'll put that back into DAM. If I'm working on something new, so if I go File, New, right, and I say OK, now I've got a new InDesign document. I can go over to DAM. I can go back and find something else. I'll find James. Let's see what we find inside of DAM. There's a bunch of stuff in here. How about this guy? Let's use this guy now, and we'll drop him onto my file. All I have to do is reveal on desktop. Yes, I would like to do that. And here's that guy right there. Turns out it's in the same folder, but we kind of knew that that would be the case. Start to do the drag, go over to InDesign. Now I can just drop it on the page, and now I've created a link that started with a search in DAM and ended with that image being resident on my layout. The same thing applies to Illustrator, and it also applies to Photoshop. So what we've got here is a method for you, again, to either relink assets that were missing in your desktop applications, InDesign, Illustrator, Photoshop, or create new links by searching for assets first in DAM, revealing on the desktop, and then placing them into your layout application. We hope that you'll find this to be helpful. We think that it is a really cool way to make it easy to integrate AEM Assets and the power of search with the desktop applications.